Before we get to this big House race and the impact Charlie Kirk and others may have there in the race to replace Congressman Mark Green, who we know used to chair the House Homeland Security Committee, is retired. What does it say that not only more young people are going to church, but it's cool to post it on social media? They're like bragging about it. It's cool now.
You know, one thing I actually find interesting, right here in the former congressman's backyard at Montgomery Central High School, we were actually out passing out God Bless the USA Bibles to students and families, super excited. But really what spawned that was Coach Trey Campbell, who was praying with students and asked to leave prayer out of schools. And so that's really what spawned that event too, was, look, we're making an effort to put Bibles and prayer back in school. We're encouraged to hear that millennials and Gen Z are looking to go back to church. So we've got to get to the root of this problem. And clearly it starts with prayer. And President Trump knows that.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that you went to the University of Tennessee, so you're a volunteer. And this past weekend, there was an empty seat they had for Charlie, and they put a little plaque on it saying they're going to keep it empty, maybe forever, for Charlie. What does it say that even in a state like Tennessee, far from Arizona where he lived and Illinois where he grew up, that Charlie's legacy is resonating with people in your district?
You know, like I said, just even last Friday when we're standing on high school campuses, you know, just like Charlie, my career started on a college campus and Charlie started on a college campus. We knew what it was like to have your truth challenged every time you step on campus. And Charlie was willing to do that every day, literally till the end of his life. And it's inspired all kinds of people to do the same thing. But even a bigger thing I want to bring to the attention is, you know, we've really got to start. It starts with prayer, but we've got to bring reinforcements. We've got to start helping our sheriffs. We've got to stop the poison that China's bringing into our country, and the poison in the fentanyl. You know, this is about protecting our families, and that starts with prayer. That starts with bringing prayer back in school. And we've got to be stronger on it, and we've got to make sure that we understand the spiritual aspect of it, and then we've got to aid the sheriff's departments and the federal government in getting this nasty disease and poison off our street.
Yeah, well, I hear your message loud and clear about faith and the power of prayer, as well as law and order, really, is what you're talking about. The president did that in Washington, D.C. Now, there's another part of Tennessee, Memphis, obviously, which is the second city where he seems to be sending in the National Guard. Real quick, you've got to win this GOP primary on October 7th, then there's a general election in December. Whether it's you or someone else emerging from this Republican primary, a Republican's going to hold this seat because Speaker Mike Johnson cannot afford to have another Democrat in Washington, my friend.
Look, even more so, you know, I stood with President Trump. I stood with Charlie Kirk. I stood up with people like Coach Trey Campbell who want to fight for prayer in school. You know, I'll be the fighter. Tres Wittum will be the fighter for Mike Johnson that's going to stop China from bringing poison into our country. You know, we've got to have someone who's going to defend America's future and not back down. And I'm that guy. So I'm here in Springfield, Tennessee, keeping that message alive.
All right, Tres Wittum, we're going to follow the campaign. People can find you online. We're going to be watching this race and all the races in the midterms next year very closely. Thanks for your take tonight.
That's right. Thank you.
All right, and it is